I remember that I had stopped hanging around all the Army recruiters because after a couple of years, I was like, if I'm not getting in, I'm just not. The countdown, the countdown, the countdown, the countdown. Hey, the countdown to my birthday, the countdown. I'm a little silly, y'all. Okay. So I'm sitting here thinking today is December the 20th, and I'm trying to think around my 20th birthday. There's only one thing I can remember. I remember that I had stopped hanging around all the Army recruiters because after a couple of years, I was like, if I'm not getting in, I'm just not. It had always been a dream of mine um, since high school. I wanted to get into the military. I grew up around my military uncles. My mom has one sister and four brothers, so it was six of them, and three of those four brothers were in the military. So that's what I was accustomed to. They were a big part of my raising. So it's not like, although I came from a single parent home, it's not like I never had a male figure in the home because my mom's brothers stepped up to the plate. And I mean, they stepped up with any and everything. And three of them were in the military. The oldest brother, he was in the Air Force. Oh, and the coolest thing, y'all, what I remember, there was this photo with him standing in front of a jet. He was in the Air Force. That was the plane that he designed, and they tested it, and it flew. Mm-hmm. My uncle. So then that was Uncle Layton. Then Uncle Peyton, he was in the Army, and Uncle Kenny, he was in the Army. So those two. Uncle Eddie, he wasn't that type of person. He was more of a business person, preacher, still is to this day. He would probably never retire. He just doesn't have a retirement bone in his body. And that's probably where I got that from. I have retired about three or four times and I haven't stayed. I love being busy. Now, back to my story. Um, so yeah, I had decided to stop hanging around them because I was hanging around them so much because they were giving me different things to do to help me gain weight. Y'all, okay, let me take my glasses off of this. So when I graduated high school, no lie, I was only 87 pounds. That's it, 87 pounds. And I could not gain the weight because during that time, they had more restrictions on your weight. And so the guidelines for what I was trying to do, I could only be 2 pounds underweight or 2 pounds overweight. I was 30 pounds underweight, a whole 30 pounds. 30, yes. And I just could not gain the weight. So they helped me. They tried to help me. They used to feed me. Those gentlemen, oh my gosh. And they was like, with the skills that you have, you would be such an asset. And, I didn't care about all of that. I just wanted to be there, and I wanted to be there at least 15 years, and then move on and use the military background to help me, in business and teaching and all of that stuff. I still did all those things, but without the military background. But within those 2 years that they supported me, I would gain 4 pounds a year. And then I would lose 2 of those pounds. So it just didn't work. I can't tell you how many times I went back and forth to the MEP station trying to get in. And the only thing that kept me from joining was I could not gain the weight. I could not gain the weight at all. My metabolism was so high. And they was like, stop being busy for a little bit. Well, yeah, that just wasn't happening. I have to do something. I cannot be still. I was a being that was not created to be still. That's why I did so much of my life. But that's what I remember. That's what I remember. When I said they fed me well, they fed me so well. I should have been about 300 to 500 pounds. That's how well they fed me. They fed me. When I say they fed me, they fed me. I don't know if it was out of their own pocket or how they did it, but they were working hard to get me in. I just could not gain the weight because my metabolism was extremely high. And I ate good, y'all. For 2 years, I ate good. So after that second year, I was like, y'all, I'm almost 20 now. We started this when I was 18. I said, if this hasn't happened by the end of February, I'm just gonna say no, I'm good. And that's what I did. That's what I did. They were very pleasant. They were very patient, and they did any and everything. They taught me. They had a nutritionist, a military nutritionist, come talk to me about the different foods that I could eat, so it could stick to my bones. Um, but it just didn't work. My metabolism was extremely high, and yeah, so I never got in. And that's what I remember at the age of 20. Yeah.